Oh, yeah, but your other virginity. Yes, I know that we took each other's.
Well,
yes.
no, we're waiting to.
We're waiting, yes, of course, to consummate the marriage.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Born again virgins.
I'm already traumatized by the toast.
You're supposed to lie.
Wild Til 9. Are you ready?
Yep, let's go home.
MeUndies makes the softest fabrics you've ever put on your body. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 20% off plus free shipping and returns. To get 20% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/wild. That's MeUndies.com/wild. Welcome back to Wild Til 9 with fourth time returning guest.
I don't know. I'm trying to catch up to Miss Remy Ashton.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, hot on the tail.
Wild Til
Miss
9
Remy
parental
Ashton.
guidance episode.
Parental guidance. We opened up the Wild Til 9 hotline again. We've got MomDIY back on the pod. I can't decide if it's your third or fourth time.
I think this is my third.
Third?
Yeah.
It is definitely the third.
It's definitely the third. Okay, confirmed by producer Devin. It's the third
Thank you,
time. So
Devin.
MomDIY is back. And we opened up the Wild Til 9 hotline to ask you some of your most burning relationship and dating questions.
Wow, we're just hopping right in. No hello, no welcome, no catch up, no nothing.
Okay, well, so top of mind right now is that I just found out that my dry shampoo is officially on recall. So I've just been spraying carcinogens into my hair for the last couple months. Love that for me.
Six days a week.
Yeah.
Diggy's new thing is that he loves humping his brother/son Moose. We've got that on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom and dad are playing tennis tomorrow while
Yeah.
we work.
Yeah.
Love that for
Doing
us.
that.
I plan on doing minimal work, to be clear. Yeah.
Okay, minimal work. Yes,
And
yes. Oh, my dad bought a whole bunch of new clothing from Lululemon, which is a huge step in the way of fashion for my father.
Yeah. There's no beer logo on the t-shirt.
There's no beer logo on the t-shirt. And
beer
it's,
stains to come.
and it's not from Mark's Work Warehouse, which is a Canadian. You'll know what I'm talking about.
So you telling me there's a chance that we could get him into Lululemon and fall in love with an electric vehicle all in the same week?
He would never buy an electric vehicle. Let's be very clear.
I didn't say he was going to buy
no,
one.
you don't say never because those trucks are pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Electric
See?
trucks, yeah.
Old
You could
dog, new
see-
tricks.
You could see
He
an
just
electric-
has that like
yeah.
traditional like man where it's
Yeah.
like I need gas.
Well, and the thing is he loves the idea of being able to fix everything on it, right?
oh, that's right. Yeah,
and
but he's
Elon
electric.
is not down for that.
Elon's not down with that.
No, somebody
Elon's not
just
down.
sitting in a
You're
home
so
base
right.
fixes it remotely. So
Yeah.
he,
Over the
Dad
years,
I didn't even think
software
about
update.
that. I
would
didn't even
not
think.
be
Yeah.
keen on
Oh my God, he
that.
would not be down with the software
no,
update.
No, he would not be down for that. No.
So, anyways, my father is making major strides in the way of fashion. And do you wear a large or an XL at Lulu?
Out me on the pod.
So my dad wears a large.
I'm an XL.
And that's what I figured because he was trying on a medium, and I was like, I don't think you're going to be a medium.
I'm an XL and I can't dry them because if I do, they're midriffs. Yeah.
Oh, crop top.
Oh, that's a look.
so
That's
exciting.
You know, there's
So
like
maybe
a,
actually write that one down for dad too, because no one is trying to see dad on a crop top.
Well, like Dad touches laundry.
Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, dad doesn't do laundry. Yeah, you're so right.
hit those things on high and just keep frying them. They'll be.
And that's why Dad DIY does not do laundry.
That's why LaurDIY does not do Jeremy DIY's laundry. I shrunk one really expensive hoodie
Right,
and
and
I
that was
freed myself of all possible
Yeah.
laundry
It
duties.
was like week 3 of us dating. And she's like, oh, I washed this. I go, did you try it? And you go, yeah. I go, okay. And
you're like, how? And
And
they're
just-
like, what do you mean in the dryer?
Just threw it in with everything else that was, I threw it in with
What
blacks,
else?
whites, reds, yellows.
Yeah.
I hadn't washed these pairs of really cool neon socks. Threw those in with it too.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
I didn't have a drying rack until Jeremy moved in.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
Or-
I didn't realize that things would not be dried in the dryer. Why would you need a dryer when you didn't have a dryer?
The owner of the dryer where she did not take out
my
the
God.
lint
Yep.
for
A year and a half.
a year and a half.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I didn't.
Couldn't it explode?
Yes.
Yeah, she
the
had
fact that
no
I did not
idea.
set this apartment on fire is incredible.
She had no
I had no
idea.
idea. No one told me.
I hats off to the engineers who have to make dryer vents work underneath extreme conditions.
I feel as if there needs to be more warnings and arrows and labels on where the lint catcher thing is.
She did not know too that
Oh my
you
God.
had to
I
empty
hate
your
this episode.
vacuum cleaner. Like, where does this stuff go? Where anything like it.
We
just
had a central vac in our house.
magically
We had one of the ones that like plugs into the wall. I'm like,
But the new one didn't.
what?
So the canister vacuum probably looked like the lint catcher in the truck.
Well, and not to mention, every filter at this house when I moved in was just black.
I didn't know you had to change your air filters. I didn't even know there were air filters like in your house.
Well, now we do.
Now we do.
Now we do.
Now
We're
we
not going
do.
to shame you for your
I
selective
know,
intelligence.
damn, I just got roasted for the last like 3 minutes.
Okay.
We can move on to another topic.
Yeah,
It's fine.
we'll carry on.
I was just trying to hop right into the content you wanted to catch up, and that catch up turned into a roast.
I feel better about myself.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. So anyway, the point was Dad DIY has great new wardrobe.
Great
new
doesn't-
wardrobe.
That doesn't have beer logos on the
Yeah.
front of the
Well, no,
shirt.
because Jeremy does that. Like, actually, in our last episode, when we had people submit totally anonymous like comments and questions, one of the comments was just that like Jeremy only wears Lululemon, and I wanted to be like,
Yeah.
and
That's not a question.
And yeah, one, that's just a statement, and also
Yeah.
your statement is true, and also that statement is fine.
It'd be weird if like I was like wrongfully accused of a crime and they went into my home to take like pictures of evidence and they just saw
Yeah.
7 pairs of the same thing neatly stacked on each one. They go, yeah,
Right.
serial killer.
Serial
Yeah.
killer
Yeah.
tendencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would look at like, wait, so he keeps his office at 69 degrees and wears 7 pairs of the same jeans? That's a problem.
Something is
Yeah.
fishy.
Yeah. But then there's something equally wrong with you for putting up with that behavior. So
I'm just oblivious. I have no idea what goes on your side of the closet.
I
really don't.
We don't until our sides. We have 2 sides of clean. It's either squeaky clean
Yeah.
or nightmare. Nothing in between.
We're in
Right.
nightmare zone right now.
Well, we're in parents are visiting mode. So it's
We're
like,
in parents are visiting, and we have a new child mode.
Oh, so you're blaming us.
no, it's an us thing.
We
It's
just
us
kind
thing.
of came into town.
No, like when parents come over, you have to like pretend like your life is
More together
generally
than it
together.
is.
Then
Yeah.
like it doesn't. And by the way, it actually kind of falls apart even more sometimes that you just kind of like throw it back into the closet, shut the door, and go, oh, we'll do it this next week.
Oh, our room's a disaster. I have been trying to return my Emmy's dress to my stylist for the last 3 weeks.
I would wish you turned
And
that
because
thing.
it is a huge dress,
Takes
and it
up a
is
third of the
taking up
room.
half of our bedroom.
We need to have a larger closet for the things that Brandon needs to come pick up.
I know. He keeps pushing it off. Anyways, so Mom, how long have you and Dad been married for?
Over 30 years.
Yeah, I would hope so. I'm 29. We're not having babies out of wedlock out here.
Listen,
Well, that's not illegal, nor
I'm right
it is
here.
also biologically possible.
I'm right here. It's possible.
I want to be
Yeah.
that was heavy sarcasm, everyone. So 30
Over 30
2
years. No, I
31
think
years?
31 years, I think.
31.
31 years. It'll be 32 in December.
That's right, because you're almost 30.
Okay, so you've been together for 31
Yeah.
years. How many years did you date before you got married?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
No, I think maybe 2 or 3 years. I can't remember.
Oh, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. It wasn't quick or anything.
And then I just want to get some background on your relationship so that when we give unsolicited advice to people,
They can put it in context.
Yeah, they can put it in context.
Yeah, I know, except for my advice doesn't necessarily apply to me. It applies to others.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
This is
That's
true.
true.
Yeah.
God, I never
Okay,
thought about
but
that.
anyway,
My advice doesn't apply to me.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
My opinions aren't, hey, listen, I'll do what I want. This is for you to follow. yeah, this is great
Based
advice
on
for
all
you.
of my thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't do this, but I think you
Don't
should.
do what I do.
Yeah.
Do what I say.
what I
Exactly.
say.
That's what you do when you're a mother, right?
That's what you do when you have a podcast
Truly,
Yeah.
truly. The amount of good advice that we have doled out on this podcast
that I haven't followed a day in my
that we
life.
have not followed it in
Yeah.
our life.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's just hop into some
Okay.
speed rounds. We've got some more intricate scenarios, some situational ships. And then this is more of just a hot take speed round that doesn't have to be that speedy, but I mean, you can hot take. And Jeremy, you also are allowed to participate.
Thank you.
And you as well.
What?
And you as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, how to introduce a boyfriend or girlfriend to your strict family? Let's put an age to this. We'll say 18.
I think a strict family almost is always
Yeah, you're right.
tough.
Yeah,
I think
you're
it's
right.
kind of ageless to a degree.
Well, I think I would say that you then don't. If it's not somebody serious, then why would
Then
you
just
even?
don't?
Why would you even?
But do you think that makes it okay to then lie a little bit about where you are and what you're doing and who you're with?
God.
Well, no, I think about my friends who are in that scenario, and it's like they're in this like double-edged sword. It's like whether you are either being truthful to their parents about who they're dating or truthful about where they are. Oh, Mom DIY, I'm about to say it's okay to lie.
It's different at 18 than it is at 28. At 28, if you have, it depends if you're dependent on your parents, I think. I mean, I think that seems a little bit pragmatic, but I honestly think if that, it
If
matters.
you were financially dependent, on your parents.
My house, my rules, parent thing, right? So I think it does make a difference if you're 18 and you're under your parents' roof and you need to follow your parents' rules.
So, but where do you tell the truth? Do you tell the truth in who you're dating or tell the truth in who you're with? Like when you're out being social? Like, like strict parents specifically are like, who are you with? Where are you going? What time will you be home? You know what I mean? It's like, you've got to lie on one side or the other.
I've heard that so many times. And I lied about every single one of those questions. I lied about every time.
And Donna still doesn't know.
Donna selectively would not.
Yeah, Donna selectively.
We just had this conversation. Like, surely the parents know that they're not getting everything.
You think so? Then you think that strict parents are going to assume that they're being lied to a little bit?
Yeah, I think that makes a relationship work.
A little bit of a silent acknowledgement of a little bit of lying.
Selective naivete.
Yeah,
Naivete?
because then to know
Wow.
means to condone it, right?
So then they pretend to not know or know a little bit but not say anything?
Sorry. Aren't they the same thing?
What was that?
Yeah. Aren't they the same thing?
I think that's a good enough answer. So you have to decide where to place your honesty.
Well, I also think it's a great incentivizer to not be dependent on your parents anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't like the
If
way
you don't
they
like
operate.
the rules.
That's true.
Exactly.
That is
It's a nice
true.
forcing function.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about age gaps? So if you're 25 dating 40, and I think like obviously age of consent is obviously very important here. So we're talking about more like if someone is 18 and 40 or 25 and 40.
Or 16 and 35 instead of New Jersey.
Right?
Kentucky, I think it's like 15, 16.
Really?
It's all 16. Yeah.
What do I think about it? I think if it's two adults, I think that's the key. It's the youngest age that is of concern.
Right.
If it's too young, but 25 and 40 I think is fine. I mean, I think as long as people are clear that they have the same goals, because when there's that big of an age gap, often the goals are different, right?
So true.
So the 40-year-old might be already done having their family, don't want any more children, and the 25-year-old
Is ripe.
Or
40-year-olds just getting started.
That's right. At 25, they're ripe.
Mom, we are not ripe anymore. I got bad news for you. The ripeness
I
is,
know.
you know what I just learned that just absolutely blew my brains out is that you are born, or maybe when you hit puberty as a woman, but you are, and also Devin, we should definitely fact check this before I put this out.
No. Let this put this one up immediately.
You have a set amount of eggs and
Yeah.
you lose them as you have your
Yes.
period and go,
Yes.
everyone everyone knows except for me.
I'm sure I told you that.
So like,
you don't grow more.
that is so wild because guys just have like unlimited sperm and it just like is sperm. Like you're not like you have like a million count of sperm and it reduces across the years.
But they're swimming slows and all that.
They're swimming slows, but it's like you
It
still
does
got
change,
you still
that's
got sea
right.
monkeys up in there doing their thing.
Yeah, but some of them are
Where
just
it's
treading
like,
water. Some of them are like swimming like
I
a
have
shark.
40 sea monkey eggs and I only have 40 sea monkey eggs.
Right.
Whereas men have 100 to 200 million little spermies.
Fresh from each day. Suffice to say, no risk of running out.
Oh my God.
Bummer.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No wonder males
I
don't
wonder-
ever feel
Man.
like
I
they're
know.
on a ticking time clock because you make 100 to 200 million fresh new spermies a day.
And by the way, nobody gives us credit for all that work we're putting in every day.
Oh, bitch.
God. So I wonder, there must be a reason, like a biological survival of man reason for this, right?
I think.
I wonder what it is. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know. I
Like
don't know.
why we wouldn't have, I know why. Because we have to do all the friggin' work carrying them
Yeah,
after they
I
get
know.
fertilized. So we only have so many because then we have to do the 9 months of hard labor. And
sounds-
if
where
I
you
could
guys
carry the
could
child,
be 50 euros.
No,
we
you
would consider it.
you would
No.
not carry the child. I know you would not carry the child.
I probably wouldn't carry the child.
You would
but
not carry
Well,
the
you
child.
might be able to carry it, but you would not be able to. You
Yeah.
wouldn't want to push it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Jeremy's very scared of his own butthole, and anything happening traumatic near the butthole, I think, would be even more traumatic. I don't think you'd come back from
I've
that.
always wanted to have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
This is great.
It's okay. I watched the podcast. There was a toe in the butthole conversation already that I was privy to. It's okay. We weren't together when I heard it, so it's better.
Now we are.
Let's move on to the next question. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Is it checking up on your credit score? Did not think so. Well, Chime is here to do that for you. With their secure Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start to build credit with your own money. Building credit can be really hard to do when you're first starting out, and that is why I love that Chime is here to help.
Chime reports your payments to credit bureaus to help you build credit over time. That's like a very boring sentence that is very important.
It is so important. Like, people don't talk about how important that is.
No one's talking about it.
No one told me.
No one told you, but it's important until the bank says we would like something different. Their members see an increase of 30 points on average. All of this with no annual fees, large security deposits, or credit checks to apply. So start your credit journey with Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/WT9. That's chime.com/WT9. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank, N.A. pursuant to a license from Visa USA Chime checking account, and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary, and some users' scores may not improve. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply, except MoneyPass ATMs in a 7-Eleven or any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM.
And now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Life has been moving pretty fast recently, and with chaos comes stress. And by chaos, we mean 2 bull terriers. When one thing goes wrong, it seems like a way bigger deal than it really is, and BetterHelp can help put your brain back into problem-solving mode, making it easier to accomplish your goals no matter how big or small by matching you with an online therapist.
With BetterHelp, you can get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey, and you can switch therapists at any time. That's one thing I love about BetterHelp, because finding the right therapist for you is really important. Being able to talk to someone when you feel like there's no escaping the stress piling around you really helps put things into perspective.
I personally have a quarterly mental breakdown, and I feel as if using BetterHelp has turned that into a biannual mental breakdown.
Yeah. Also,
Things have been really good.
I think it's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. So you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/WT9 today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/WT9. Okay, a more wholesome question. What's the secret to a long and happy marriage? Is it going kayaking together in a doubles kayak? Your marriage can only
many couples of people have looked at us and said, "Wow, you're still married. You're in a double kayak together."
Have you used a double bike before?
No, we have not. But there's many couples too that have.
Yeah.
But that actually keeps a marriage together.
You think a double bike?
Yeah, because then they can cycle together.
No, I would just be pulling ass. Lauren be back there looking around. I look back and she's like, got her legs just this way. So what are you doing? Sorry, I lost the pedals.
It's like, we've gone paddle boating together.
That's why you have to put her in the front,
In the front.
so you can see
Yes.
what's
You can
going
see.
on.
Yes.
We've
'Cause
tried
then-
to kayak before together.
We have?
Yeah, I think at the cottage one year. I think it went okay.
Oh, I would be surprised that you guys went to kayak.
I think we
together.
did, because I think Jeremy was very mad at me the whole time. That's the only reason I remember.
It does ring a bell. It's not a positive one. Yeah.
Then we saw some ducks.
Yeah,
I
and
specifically remember because we saw ducks, baby ducks, and I got distracted, and you were not as excited about the baby ducks as I was.
And how many times has Jeremy been back to the cottage since?
None.
I saw myself out.
It was me in the kayak that...
Yeah.
The secret to a happy long marriage.
Oh, the secret to a happy long marriage, I think, okay. Oh, well, I think you need to be happy in yourself, right? Like so many people just think that they're going to find happiness. Like this other person doesn't fulfill all their needs. Well, no one person, like that's a ridiculous thing to think that one other person is going to fulfill your own needs. So you need to be happy. You need to have some of your own friends and you need to be happy together and you need to compromise and you need to accept the person as they are, not thinking that they're going to change and that, although Greg did improve his wardrobe today, which I thought would never happen.
Be real. Be real. Be real time.
Okay.
Yeah, stop this genuine conversation so that we can have this social media time.
Babe, smile, you're on Be Real. Wow. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good
He
one.
looked excited about being on it. Yeah. So I was just giving like this insightful answer.
Right.
as
And
to
it
why
was
I've been
insightful.
happily married.
And it was insightful.
And now I've
And
lost
it's
my train of
it's
thought.
that I'm not going to bring you all your joy forever.
No, you said
and
Dad
you
made
will.
some great changes today in his wardrobe.
No,
you don't
he
try and
did,
change them, but
but
you
I-
accept them, except for when they only shop clothing out of beer cases
and Canadian Tire.
and Canadian Tire and Mark's Work Warehouse.
Wasn't a terrible recap. Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. Those were the high points.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
What's the secret to a long and happy relationship with Lauren? Her face.
Oh.
Well, I don't think it's difficult. I think it's just no, it's
She's quite easy to please.
Have you met her?
Give her a squishmallow and a snack, and she's pretty
it's
happy.
not difficult. We were just, my friend and I were having this conversation because her daughter is very similar to Lauren. So, like, she's always going to the emergency department. Her life is falling apart, and so it really is. It's just making sure that you're the calm in the storm.
Right. Great. That wasn't a
I think we've perfected that.
weave.
We've.
So you,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You've seen the storm, right? It's like she's
Yeah.
dying. She's got
Spiraling.
cancer. She's
Yeah.
palliative. Her life is falling apart.
and that's Tuesday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Tuesday. And then I won't hear from her. Say, "Oh, how's everything going now?" "Oh, fine." Like, what are you talking about?
Like, what was the solution?
yeah.
Oh, I took a nap.
Yeah.
Took
Yeah.
a nap and had a snack, and
Yeah.
everything's okay now.
Yeah, she's like
Yeah.
the queen of hyperbole. That is for sure.
I'm a little dramatic.
Yeah.
Remi's merch, she has a hat, and it's my favorite piece of merch. It says, "It's come to my attention that I have overreacted."
Oh, does she do
And-
that too? Does she
Remy
spiral?
and I are the queen of
Oh,
spiraling.
so do you feed into each
Oh,
other?
it's so bad.
I mean,
oh my
it's
God,
just-
so
the text
bad.
are just, there's only caps.
Oh, Remy and I are just fingers flying.
Caps
like, so when
lock.
one of us has to like confront like someone else, we'll practice with each other and
yes.
practice via text first.
Yes, we've seen the outcome of
Yeah.
when that has
Oh, that
happened
happens,
before.
It's
Yeah,
not great. Yeah,
it
Remy and
was.
I
It was
are
dramatic.
equally spirally and dramatic, I would say.
Yeah, past performance will dictate future results for you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you and Cal both demonstrate pillars of calmness
Yeah.
and sturdiness.
Well, I wouldn't call myself sturdy, but
You
know,
went to the gym twice this week.
sure did.
A sturdy man.
Yeah, six
a
pack.
sturdy
Coming at
man.
you.
You want to
3
come with
weeks.
us tomorrow?
What time?
9 o'clock?
There.
Oh my God. Jeremy
There.
went on a hike today
Yeah.
with us.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot believe it.
Diggy's first hike.
Diggy's first hike?
Pretty well.
Jeremy's first hike.
Yeah, and
Pretty well.
both boys did fabulous.
Yeah, both are great.
We both got belly rubs and treats afterwards.
Yeah, Jeremy closed
Did
a
you get a
ring.
bath too? Like, did
Well,
he?
yeah, I did the drying and then I did my own bath.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was me and two bullies in the tub. Jeremy closed a ring on his Apple Watch today for the first time in
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
There must be new notifications because I hadn't seen
Yeah.
those before.
I'm surprised he didn't flash you with like "Are you okay?"
Yeah. Did someone steal Jeremy's watch?
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, based off of your past performance, this could be a heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think the biggest red flag would be? Just say someone's in the first year of dating still, and they're like, they're mid-20s or something, and so things are, and they want to like get married, and it's like, what's the biggest red flag?
Okay, after I was just the proponent of lying to your parents,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say lying to your girlfriend or boyfriend.
Well, selective lying.
Catching them lying. Yeah,
That's
lying.
that's ageless.
Well, what do you guys think? Don't you think lying?
Oh my God, yeah, lying. I think lying and I mean lying and cheating, I think kind of fall into the same category of like dishonesty.
Yep.
I think for me too, it would be if they are wildly insecure and therefore overprotective, but not overprotective in like a good way, like overprotective in a controlling way.
Controlling. That's a big red flag.
Yeah.
To control.
I feel like lying, but lying to themselves in particular. Like
Yeah, that one's
the,
bad too.
The ones where they just like aren't even aware of just the narrative they're creating for themselves.
Right.
And they come to conclusions that they try and rationalize based off of the narrative that they've created in their own head. It's like, I don't know where to begin with you.
So what do you mean by that?
Like we're going back to the overprotective thing, right? Like I'm going to come up with an idea in my head that's going to make me so enraged that I now need to try and force my dominance over you to pretend like I'm protecting you. But you're not protecting you.
Oh,
You're protecting your own feelings. But they believe that.
Right. Okay. I get
You know?
it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's like the disillusion, but like
Yeah.
it's not like they're just making it up just to like cause drama. It's like they just
really
genuinely
think
think this is a problem.
genuinely think
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
that.
Okay, our last question in the hot take speed round. Do you believe in courting?
Okay. What does that mean?
Like,
What is this, 1930?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
what's
it's like
courting?
Courting, like being taken on a date. Like Jeremy definitely courted me on our first date. It was downhill from there after there, but we went on a very formal date. I feel like our very first date.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I think, it depends on the level of relationship. Like, you know how people are all sometimes already friends.
Yeah.
And then they start to date. Maybe that's a bit different.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you're just, because I think they already know that you care and it's important to them.
Right.
But I think that if you don't really know each other, courting shows that you're putting some effort in, right?
Ooh,
Who
good
doesn't?
point.
What do you mean, like believe in courting? Who doesn't believe in courting?
Are you kidding me? The bros of 2022 do not believe in courting.
What do you mean?
Like dudes just want to like Snapchat and disappear and get a nude every so often and then Netflix and chill.
Got it. Okay.
Like I feel like a
so do you believe
clear.
in effort?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Like,
do you
you
believe
believe
in
in
effort?
effort?
Literally.
Yeah.
Do you believe in effort
Yeah.
and like a little bit of manners? Is what it feels like. Honestly, based on like just some of like the Q&As and the relationship hotline stuff that we've done, I feel like I have a decent snapshot of like what dating and like the mess of just trash men is out there right now, and it is not good.
Right, because it's not going to get better. It's only going to get
only gonna get
worse.
worse.
So if you start here, it's only going to go down. It's not
Oh
going
my
to go
God.
up.
No, like one girl, I saw this TikTok the other day, I think on TikTok, and it was this girl who made a comment about how like her boyfriend had, he did something like very basic, and everyone was like in the comments like, oh my God, like I wish my man would do that. And someone duetted it being like, y'all, the bar is on the fucking ground. Like, are you kidding me? Are you like, oh, you know what it was? Is that
He bought her takeout.
No,
or
he
something.
did the groceries. He did the groceries, and he doesn't normally do the groceries. And it's
Well,
like,
I mean, listen, not getting groceries out of me.
that's not true, babe. You love Whole Foods.
I do.
You
I do.
love Whole Foods.
I'd be more apt to order what you needed and have it brought to the house. But yes, I do love a good Whole Foods trip.
Would it show up? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, now are we getting into
Now
the
we're
hard
getting into
ones?
it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Was that the warm-up
Okay,
round?
so
That was the warm-up
that's
round.
not on me then. The hard ones are for all of us, right?
Yeah. I feel like your advice is just from a different perspective because you're a married mom.
Okay. Who's over 30 years old?
Who's over 30 years old.
It's
Exactly.
else.
Okay, here we go. We're starting hot. I have a crush on my drama teacher. He's only 7 years older.
Nope.
And we've been
No.
secretly talking for a while.
No, but he's getting fired and he's losing his license.
Okay. I'll be finishing school in a month and a half. We joke together and he's invited some of my friends over for drinks after a couple of drama productions we did.
Well, okay, now is this like an extracurricular after college
so.
drama?
Okay, let me
teacher?
finish it. Our relationship has never really been teacher-student, more like friends since we're close in age. He has started making flirty comments, and I truly don't mind it. Do you think I should pursue it when school ends? I'm also stressed because I don't know how old this girl is. I don't know if this is high school or college.
Yeah.
Okay, my take is it sounds like more like high school, doesn't it? If you call them a
think?
teacher, well, I don't know. In university, I would call them a
Prof.
professor or
Yeah,
an
you're right.
instructor.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
call
you
them
wouldn't
teachers
call
or
them
prof.
teacher.
the director.
Or
yeah.
somebody
Wait,
who's
actually, hang on.
taking
I have
advantage
Instagram.
in
I might be able to find out
relationship.
how old she is. Please hold. Let me do a little deep dive.
I feel like
look
it
here.
has to be college. High school
What?
and the teachers trying to play around and say, oh yeah, I'll wait till you're
Well, that's what I mean. It's
in this day and age.
Yeah,
it seems so
that's
creepy.
well, it's illegal. I
I mean, it's been illegal. People keep doing it.
well, I
No,
know, and
I
that's
know.
why I think stay away from it because he's He's taking advantage.
He's taking advantage.
He's
Find
taking
out?
an advantage.
No,
It's a
I'm not
power
sure she's
relationship.
private. I think also too, when you think about, so from her thing, she's always like, okay, he's only 7 years older. So just say that's 18 and 25. But when you think about like your 25-year-old friends, like if your best friend was 25 and they were trying to go out with like a 17-year-old, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, can you just date someone like within our friend group and our age? Like, why are you going for someone so much younger? You know what I mean? Like,
but
I
a
think about
teacher
it.
that's preying on a student.
I mean, that's a whole separate, yeah.
That's like the forbidden fruit kind of thing, right? So when
Yeah.
you're not a student anymore and you're not forbidden fruit, are you going to be as attractive to this guy?
Damn.
We'll find out.
Or I don't know whether it's.
Yeah. who
I
knows?
can't. I mean, I shouldn't
Let's-
assume that it's.
I guess
male.
under the assumption that is high school, even if you are 18, the thing is there's a lot of harm that could come from this relationship.
Yeah.
And so if you did like him, then if he did like you probably shouldn't.
Probably shouldn't.
And if it's not high school, I mean, that's fine.
Okay. You know what? This was actually a majorly repetitive theme within all the questions was just like shitty relationships with in-laws, which is always, yeah.
Oh, that was a big one too on the last podcast.
I know.
was on.
I know.
What
Well, you're a
bad in-laws.
mom. Okay, so on
The in-laws.
Yeah.
I love that my parents care about my boyfriend and always make him feel part of the family. But since the beginning, I've known that my in-laws wish that he had ended up with a doctor because they wanted him to be one. It feels like they've accepted that I'm his girlfriend, but I also feel like they don't care about me, and he mainly spends time with them without me.
Oh.
Go back to that red flag thing.
Yeah.
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 And this sounds like they're old enough to be doctors. Therefore, it's not like
This isn't like a what are you going to college for?
not pre-med.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and what's his take on the situation? And
Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like if he was acknowledging that there was any kind of like tension there, he should be spending more time like bridging the gap of that relationship, meaning that she should probably be spending more time with him and the family, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's on him.
It's on him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's on him.
It's totally
it's his
on him.
response, or at least communicate about it.
But also, well, and this is under the assumption that she's brought up that she doesn't feel close to them, I assume, because like some guys are just not, like, it would not, like, although my mother might ask, if I only wanted to come home alone, I don't think she'd.
No, she would never demand me to come home with
Right.
you. Yeah.
But I feel like that's
Even though you're a fucking delight.
I'm a fucking delight. Blankets coming soon.
yeah, that. But it's really on him to.
She might demand for you to come home at Christmas now,
Well, and I
actually.
didn't say that. I understand that. It makes sense. Yeah.
Because
she-
Jeremy knows that he is also a fucking delay.
not a delight, but it's becoming a package deal at this point. So yeah, it really
You know
is.
what also is like weird about this is that it sounds like he also didn't end up being a doctor. Because it says, I've known that my in-laws wish that he'd end up with a doctor because they wanted him to be one. It sounds like neither of them are doctors.
Yeah, and it sounds like these parents have unrealistic expectations
Yeah.
or expectations.
Also,
of-
based on my friend's
Question.
experiences, dating a doctor sucks
Sucks.
ass.
Awful.
Awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful. Like, aside from obviously, like, I will say that I wish that there was a doctor in my family because I'm such a hypochondriac that I could save myself so much time in hospital copays.
they're gonna block you.
They're gonna block. Oh my God, Jeremy has one friend who's a vet, and the amount of
Right.
times that we've sent her a picture of like Moose's poo or something like that, she's so nice.
She requests it. She's like, let me see a
Yeah, she
picture
says,
of
"Send me a picture of his
recent
poo."
stool.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, all of my family are doctors, so and I think dating them would be a nightmare.
Let me get their phone number.
Sure. Fire away. What's the first thing you put on every morning? If you answered my existential dread, then we have some friends who can help with that. But first, what's the second thing you put on every morning? Underwear, right? Right. MeUndies believes that when you feel comfortable, you can do anything. Yes, that includes having a positive outlook on your life while wearing fun and ridiculous prints on your buttocks.
I love having ridiculous prints on my buttocks. Buttocks.
Mm-hmm.
My butts. My multiple butts.
No comment, but also thoughts.
I love MeUndies. Not only are they extremely comfy, but the patterns and designs are crazy cute. It's Halloween and I am a festive queen. So you know that I've been wearing underwear with skeletons on them since the day we hit October.
Don't forget the
1st.
pumpkins.
MeUndies makes the softest fabrics you've ever put on your body. So you can sit on your couch all day or go out and live your comfiest life Once you try their undies, socks, bralettes, and loungewear, you will never go back.
Choose from a range of limited edition prints and colors in sizes from extra small to 4XL. You can also sign up for the free to join MeUndies membership, where you get a monthly subscription that sends new styles right to your door. Plus, enjoy up to 30% off on virtually everything they make, free shipping and returns on every order, early access to the new launches, and exclusive members-only sales.
MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 20% off plus free shipping and returns. To get 20% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/wild. That's MeUndies.com/wild. Okay, I'm getting married November 11th. Congratulations. My fiance.
I was going to get married November 11th.
Really?
11/11, yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, that's what hers is, 11/11. My
Good luck with yours.
My fiance and I decided that we want to combine our last names to create a completely new one. His parents did not take that very well. Help. Should we keep it as planned or should I just take his? In my defense, it's 2022. A woman doesn't need to change her name anymore, but a woman doesn't need to change her name anymore if she doesn't want to, but we wanted something to combine both of ours so we're both happy.
So it's not a hyphenated name.
It's a combination.
Like Kardashian West.
Like
that's
if I was
hyphenated.
Rhea Mackey and he's Lewis, we'd be like
Lauren Rhea Mackey Lewis.
No. It'd be like Lua Mackey.
Lua Mackey. Right?
You combine them?
That's what they're saying. I think it's like they're
Yeah.
combining them as in they like are mushing them.
Oh, that's...
Maybe their names play nicer together.
So I saw the TikTok and it was how this family had a really abusive husband/dad. And so when he left, the females, like the daughters and the mom, all decided they wanted to just pick a new last name that wasn't related to, because she had taken his name, obviously.
Why didn't they just go with her maiden name?
Right.
They just wanted to choose something else, I guess. Oh, well, because I guess, so what it all ties back to is that almost every maiden name, at one point, your maiden name was your dad's last name. You know what I mean? It always ties to the male at some point. And so they were just like, fuck all men, and then they wanted to just pick something else that they liked. And I see that happening more and more recently, though, that
That's
people are like,
interesting.
yeah. Because everyone says it. They're like, just take the maiden name. And they're like, well, that's actually just like my mom's dad's last name.
What's wrong with your mother's dad?
Some people got family trauma that they want to detach from.
Right. That would make sense. But if
Yeah.
they didn't have trauma.
Are you saying that you don't want to be Lua Mackey?
No. No, I don't. No.
I mean, I changed my name and I wish I hadn't. So, I mean, I kind of don't see anything wrong with just each spouse keeping their own name.
Yeah.
But if they want to combine them, I don't know
guess
what's
I've also
the big deal.
seen a lot of
combine
scenarios
them.
too where people just keep their last name, and then when the kids have, when they have kids, they would take the family last name of the dad or whatever if it's really important.
I think the other thing that gets confusing is like after a certain amount of hyphens, it's like this poor kid.
I don't think the
Filling out a form
hyphenation
to
works.
anything.
I
Can you
know.
imagine if you just like Mackey with
no,
anything
no.
else?
My cousins,
You're out of bubbles
My
on
cousins
everything.
are Kobayashi Himes.
Yeah, that.
It never, when you have to fill in a Scantron in school and you have to fill in like the letter bubbles for your names, you run out of bubbles.
And
Right.
things always get messed up. So one of them is dropping
Yep.
one of the names.
Well, I guess the thing, it'd be one thing,
So-
I guess, if she was forcing him to change his name too, and the parents are upset about it. But if she just wants to change her name to something different, why does
But
he care?
they're both going to change.
They wanted to both
Well,
have
if they
one.
both wanna do it, then-
just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Again, this is on him.
Well, it's
This is
also-
on him.
it-
But
No, this is on him to. This is on him to like mend the like with the parents.
Yeah, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is what we are doing.
It's got
as-
nothing. Yeah, it's we're not. It's nothing negative towards you. It's just something we both want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, question for Mom DIY. My mom just met my boyfriend for the first time, and all she told me was that she thought he was nice. But she told my brother that I could do better. I love him so much, and we are so happy together.
Mom, rookie mistake.
Her opinion will never make me love him less, but I still wish she didn't feel that way. What can I do to help her accept him?
Nothing. We're just going to have our opinion, and that's that. And then because the mom sounded like she handled it well.
She did accept him, right?
She shouldn't have said that to the brother, though, right?
what? No, the brother shouldn't have told her. It's not on the mom.
I feel like the mom shouldn't have told the
This
brother.
happens all the time. I mean, where you can't.
I think of the amount of times my mom was like, he was nice.
Yeah, I mean, as a mom that you're not going to drive a wedge between you and your child over this. You're still going to accept them.
I think many
but
moms
you don't
do.
Have to
but
I think many moms do. Yeah, some of the other questions.
Yeah, I know. But why lie and say, oh yeah, we love him, he's great, blah, 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 when you don't.
And so you just say he's nice.
Like I did, if it goes along much longer, it's like, okay, I'm only going to say this once. This is what I observed, and you've heard it, and now I'm going to shut up about it, right?
And you're going to...
Right, like I did that. Like I didn't harp on it. This is my opinion, but that was after trying much longer.
Right.
Yeah.
So an initial introduction, her spidey senses went up, and so she did the best she could, and the brother shouldn't have broken that.
Right.
Shouldn't have ratted on her.
Also, like, I wonder how old the brother was too. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, every family ever too. Just like, why you can't be mad at the son for telling the daughter, but also like, maybe you shouldn't have said that.
Well,
Maybe you shouldn't have
what do
said
you
that.
guys think? You agree?
I think that that's something that you should share with your friends or your husband,
Who's she?
your
The mom?
wife, the mom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe
I
you're
don't
right.
actually think it's all that bad for a parent to be honest about whether they like or not like somebody with their family.
No, but I think it makes it uncomfortable. Like
It does.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like, I think parents are entitled to their opinion.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I think it could drive a wedge between, you know what? I think something like that causes uncomfortability is either going to cause a wedge between her and the boyfriend.
Discomfort, but it's fine.
Or the mom and the daughter.
That was a hard way to say.
We were just- I mean,
Uncomfortability.
Yeah, no, uncomfortability.
No, but I think when something like that gets created, like a little bubble of tension, it's either going to go between the mom and the daughter or the daughter and the boyfriend. I don't think it just goes away. When something like that comes up for the first time, I don't think it just goes away.
Well, okay, and I'll give you the thing too about maybe not telling the brother, because then if it does become serious, then you're tainting the brother's opinion of the boyfriend.
Right, exactly.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Okay.
That can create discomfort.
Uncomfortability. My boyfriend of almost 5 years and I broke up amicably mid-August, and I got on Hinge shortly after, I guess to cope. I started messaging this guy and kept it going for almost a month while I was out of town, then had the most amazing first date and felt an instant physical and emotional connection. We've been hanging out nonstop since then. I feel like he is my soulmate and he feels the same way, but I'm not sure if I am healed. I'm not sure if I'm healed enough to start a new relationship. He wants to be boyfriend and girlfriend. God damn. He wants to be boyfriend/girlfriend. We already are exclusive. What do I do?
Sounds like...
Listen, from someone who is an absolute serial dater, and I go to the end of my relationship, to the end of my wits and the relationship wits, typically when I get out of that relationship, I'm like, let's go. I'm ready to get out there. For the most part, I'm not looking for a relationship. It just ends up that I am a brutal serial dater. But I got out of my last relationship, got on the apps being like, okay, like, fuck it. Like I put in 100%. I am at wit's end. And I think I spend so much time like in my head and processing things while things are hitting the fan, shit's hitting the fan at the very end of it, that when it finally comes to an end, I've already put my brain through 10 miles of exhaustion in all directions and feel pretty healed when I come out of it.
Which is not where she's at.
But she might be. It sounds like they broke up pretty amicably,
Yeah,
she
like
said.
that's what, when you break up amicably and you're not distraught or
Yeah.
still emotionally
Yeah.
attached, I might have thought that you thought through this for a while.
That's how I always feel. Is
Yeah.
that like,
That's why you never want to break up amicably. Make sure you hate that person.
Right.
Kidding. Kind of. But it does make it tough when it's like, they're very respectful and I'll see them often and I wish them well. Genuinely.
I feel like if she wasn't self-aware and she wasn't fully healed, she'd be forcing herself to go forward with it. Where I feel like if she's self-aware, to be like, okay, wait, like timeline-wise, this doesn't quite make sense, but like emotional-wise, I feel like this makes sense. You know what I mean? To like be mature enough and like emotionally aware enough to take a step back to be like, okay, hang on a second. Like, am I going to jump into this? Does that make sense? I feel like if she wasn't ready, she'd just go charging into it head first as a way to process and cope.
That's right. She's logically thinking through it, and it sounds like she doesn't want to jump into it in case she ends up hurting him because she's not ready. Which is it's a very thoughtful approach.
Bitch, I said go for it.
Yeah, like I don't see a reason why you wouldn't.
Right? If things are going really well and you feel good and you're like obviously not using that person as a rebound.
I mean, it sounds like they're already exclusive.
Yeah.
So like to get out of it at this point would be to end something anyway.
Basically a breakup.
Right. So unless you want to break up, I think you need to just be honest with yourself enough to the point where I'm going to check in my own feelings and thoughts. And if that changes, great. But if not, I think it's always going to be weird when you go from 5 years to something and someone new.
That's true.
Do you think there's some external forces making her feel guilty about it maybe? Because why wouldn't you just happily proceed?
Maybe she's just logical and mature.
Maybe. Anyway, carry
Love that for her.
on. Carry on with this nice guy.
Yeah, you go with it. Yeah. You won't know unless you try.
Yeah.
Agree. And if it doesn't work out, you end up back where you started, single.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, how long is too long to wait for a ring? We've been dating for over 6 years.
Like 9 years, maybe 12 years, 15, 23. Next question.
You sure you want to do this on the podcast right now, right here with MomDIY in the room?
I wonder if people want to. She picks these questions. It's not.
No, you didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. So he isn't sure if he even wants to be married. We both come from divorced parents, so it can be tough, but I'm okay with it, and I'm not sure if he isn't. If he is, he isn't. Like, I think that because he's got divorced parents, I feel like I hear this all the time, and I truly do not understand.
Who doesn't have divorced parents?
Me.
Fine.
Devin, your parents still together?
Nope, separated.
Oh, okay. So when Lauren first found out that I was married before Greg, she was like trying to figure out, she was thinking, oh, good. That does mean that, no, like, Lauren, this means nothing to you.
I started spiraling and I was like, wait, oh my God, who is my dad?
Your dad. Does that mean I
Some
have like
simple
a
math could have fixed all this.
No. Like she was all discombobulated. It's like, Lauren, this means absolutely nothing. This was long before you.
It really sent me into a tizzy.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
So anyway.
So
carry on. Okay.
So I think like it's like the same scenario of like, okay, what are your goals? It's like, do you want to be in a marriage commitment type of like labeled domestic partnership? But it's like, yeah, it's kind of like, do you want kids? Like, you'd agree on that, yes or no? Do you want to be married, yes or no? And 6 years in, I guess if they haven't, it sounds like maybe she wasn't sure at the beginning if she wanted to get married.
And didn't have the conversation with for 5 years.
Yeah,
50
now
weeks.
she's like, I do like the idea of that.
Getting married to the other person or just getting married in general, you mean?
I think maybe both.
I think it depends too on their life stage. Like, so my nephew and his girlfriend went out for 10 years. 10 years.
I think it's a good number.
But they got, I don't know, they got engaged. They bought a house. They got married and got a puppy in like 2 months.
It was insane.
Yeah, because my nephew finally got a permanent he finished school. He got a permanent full-time job.
Right, yeah, the context here is that they started dating when they were like 14 and 17 or something.
It's a big difference than 29.
Yes.
So to me, it would depend on their life stage. So if the other things were in place to be married.
Right, so it's not necessarily about it being 6 years. It's like, is it 6 years at what age?
Yeah, 6 years and you're still both going to university and don't know what cities you're going to live in and you're not settled and you don't know what's going to happen to you. There's still a lot of balls in play. Then I would say, maybe you have to wait till those certain goals are achieved. But then if you're ready to get married and they aren't, then maybe you have to have a serious discussion and she has some decisions to make. Ooh. Don't you think?
Yep.
Yeah. No,
because it becomes her decision.
Yeah, no, because
you have to
if
take that power.
Yeah.
You can't just sit around and wait. You have to take that power.
Yeah. Or sit around and wait because you know that they're trying to check a box off.
Yes.
So that way they can become more self-sufficient.
Right. But they need to have a conversation about that.
Right. Well, I mean, communication fixes 100% of these questions.
That's all I can think. It's just a conversation that needs to be had,
But also it's a scary conversation, you know what I mean? Because it that might be the catalyst for an explosion and then a breakup. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if you break up over that, then you probably weren't meant to be together in the
That's life.
Light the match.
Gotta do those things.
C'est la vie, bitch. Okay, this next one.
Lauren.
What? It's life. Say la vie, bitch. I have commitment issues. How do I learn how to commit to someone? I was in a really toxic 2-year situationship that caused my issues because he could never commit to me. And it messed me up, to be honest. But now it's causing problems in my future relationships and I don't know what to do.
What does it
Listen, I have the opposite of commitment issues.
I wonder.
I've got over commitment issues.
Yeah. I wonder what that looks like. Like the scenario where she's saying where she can't commit. Like, I wonder what that looks like in any dating relationship or with friendships
with
and jobs.
Maybe
like
everything.
With everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think all of it is just that, like, the fear of being left. You know what I mean? It's like when I think about, like, when I was in a toxic situation similar, like, I feel like afterwards coming out of that, all I thought about was it being repeated and being left and not feeling wanted and not feeling good enough. I think like those are the things that you just don't want to feel again. So entering into something that like comes even close to that realm makes it feel like you're gonna end up in that position again.
Yeah.
Counseling?
BetterHelp.com/WT9.
No, seriously, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, I think the thing is that it's like one, communication. Again, it's like if you find someone that you are genuinely interested in and, you know, think that is going to be someone that you could have a genuine relationship with, letting them know that you've been hurt in the past. And I think just being open about that. And then I think it's like, we've talked about this before. When someone has decided to get back with someone after they've cheated, you have to commit to like either like trusting that person or not trusting that person. I think like wavering in the middle is where things get really murky and can be messy. So it's like if you decide that you're going to like really try with someone and work through it and like, you know, try and.
But so the commitment thing was so vague. It's like maybe find someone that also if commitment's not important to you, right?
No, but it sounds like they want to be in a relationship, but like things are holding them back from the past.
Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of just tossed out counseling casually. But what I mean by that is, doesn't she have to work on herself first to have that confidence and to think that she's valuable and she's worthwhile? And so that even if she enters into another relationship and it doesn't work out, it's not because she's not worthy. So isn't it working on yourself and building your own confidence and your own sense of self-worth?
Because we're not even talking about like a person in general. She's just like, I can't commit. So it's like you can't commit to something you don't even know you need to commit to right now.
Yeah. I will say though, like I think getting perspective, like not to say that your self-worth should come from anyone but yourself when you like find happiness in yourself. But I will say that when I started like when I've been single and you go on dates with other people and meet other people out and about, like you start realizing, you know, what other people have to, not what other people have to offer, but just like how different dynamics can be with different people. And it's going to be different for every single person. So it's like if they got hurt really bad by one person for 2 years, like even if they went on 10 different like dates with 10 different people, it's like I think you just get so much other perspective of like what other dynamics and relationships are possibly out there, even with friends.
But if you're worried, if she's feeling rejected and has issues with commitment, she might interpret it as if 4 out of the 10 don't text her back.
Oh shit, that's true. That could spiral.
You know, she could spiral, right? Like
Counseling.
take that out of.
I'm going to go back to your first answer.
Yeah, work on you.
Yeah.
Right? Work on you.
Okay, BetterHelp.com/WT9.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, so I am a freshman at university. I have a crush on this guy. We all live together. Oh, this one is so interesting. Okay, so let me get through the whole thing.
No
You got it?
insight into this to offer.
Okay.
Nothing to offer.
No. Because it's like a bigger thing. Okay, so I'm a freshman at university. I have a crush on this guy. We live in the same dorm. Things have been kicking off for us as we started hanging out one-on-one outside of our friend group. The thing is, we were having a casual bicker. He mentioned how he's not looking for a girlfriend. I don't know how to register that information because I don't know if that's totally a sign for me to like neither pursue nor try to spend more time together. But then also the belief that your partner will appear when you're not looking. Is that the same as this? I don't know. And I was like, that is a really interesting way to look at it. Like people are like, oh, I don't want to like be with someone. I don't want to be with someone. I don't want to be in a relationship. And everyone's like, oh, you find your person when you're not looking.
I think someone's saying they don't want to be in a relationship. They
don't want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I heard this though, and I was like, wait, that actually is like kind of interesting. Like,
Well, I don't think it's correct. I think if someone says they don't want to be in a relationship.
Listen, I should have taken that advice for myself a long time ago.
I think that's the thing you say in hindsight, not in real time. Like, I'm not looking for a relationship. A lot of times people that aren't looking for relationships, that's the best time.
I'm actually your person and I know you're looking, but here I am.
One of my favorite movies is Hitch. And in Hitch, I think she's found a path that if it were to work in the future, that might be an explanation, but I don't think that's a good explanation in real time.
You're right. Listen to the words they're saying.
By the way, if you're interested in seeing if he likes you, next time he says he's not interested in a girlfriend, be like, I was not interested in a boyfriend either. See how that goes.
Oh my God, yeah. He suddenly will be interested in a girlfriend.
Wildly interested.
Yeah, wildly interested.
Well, I'd be interested, just like not like, it's fine, whatever.
Okay, I'm in a long distance relationship and he takes weeks to reply to text sometimes.
No, you're not. You're not in a relationship at all.
Weeks.
You know a person with a cell phone. That's what
she said we used to basically talk every day. I have no patience. I have no patience for shit like this. It takes 2 seconds. I know you're sitting down taking a shit on your phone. I know you are. If you poop once a day, you have no excuse to not text someone back.
Lauren, just today, you made a note about how long it had been since your last movement. Maybe it took 2 or 3 days.
I haven't pooped in a few days.
See?
Have not pooped in a few days.
Give him a couple days.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so can you read that back again? How long? How long? Sorry, we got into a bowel movement conversation.
Which is where this naturally goes.
Long distance relationship, and he takes weeks to reply to texts.
So I guess they're not like FaceTiming in between.
Apparently not. No. We used to basically talk every day.
She thinks she's in a long distance relationship with the guy who doesn't talk for days or weeks. Just sort of him being shipped off to the middle of somewhere with no service where they take all their phones because you can't communicate with anybody anyway. And in that sentence, I would say maybe this is different. Assuming he's not being held against his will with his phone in his hand, you're not in a relationship anymore. That I think is mutual.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think she just stopped replying altogether. And it just, like, I bet if she stopped texting, I bet he wouldn't reply.
Right.
That's so sad. Wow, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy.
It turns out he's dead. Like,
Mom, stay with us now. Fuck this guy.
We don't know.
Fuck this guy.
He probably sucks.
He sucks.
Or he's in jail.
Right.
The other.
Yeah.
Right. And he gets a text every week and a half.
He gets out on weekends.
He just texts back. Sorry, I was playing Madden. What's up?
No, that's some bullshit. 'Cause I think also too, a long distance relationship literally relies on communication.
Well, every relationship relies on communication.
Totally. But when you don't have
Once a month.
physical, yeah, exactly. That's so hard. Anyways, break up with him immediately.
Or just send a text like you're about to meet up with some other dude. Just see what he says back. Like, oops, wrong number.
Ooh, that's fun.
Genius.
Stay toxic, ladies.
You don't have to get toxic if you stay toxic, ladies. Get out there.
Gosh.
Yeah, when's the toxic hotline? That'll be great.
Yeah, toxic hotline next time.
Bring it to me. I got it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
My boyfriend of 2 years recently dumped me because he, quote unquote, lost feelings and nothing made him happy. Now, conveniently, he's asking to be friends with benefits. What do I do? I know the relationship wasn't super healthy, so I'm not sure this will help. He's also gotten salty about me talking to other guys.
Drop him.
Drop that motherfucker!
Yeah.
He's got to go.
Same advice as the last time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only send texts and say, sorry, wrong number.
Men are trash.
Men are bad communicators, with themselves included.
Trash.
That's not bad communication.
Yeah, that's not a communication
That's just being
issue.
a bad person.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Sheepishly shakes head.
But I think it's like he's lying to himself too.
No. He knows exactly what he wants. Yeah, there's no lying. Yeah.
Do you ever meet some guys just like, what's going on in your head? Do you even know what you want?
No, he knows what he wants. He wants to have no commitment to her, but wants to be able to have sex
He
with her.
wants sex.
By the way, same page. All I'm saying is the amount of times I've like talked to dudes who think that they're going with some shit, and they haven't even thought to them. Like they have not spent 10 minutes to themselves thinking about what they actually want. I'm like, you just are impulse.
This is just like a really, really shitty, like he wants to have his cake and eat
This
it sort
guy
of
sucks.
situation. Yeah, this
I
guy sucks.
agree.
No, but also too, like it makes me sad because she's like, I'm not sure this will help in the sense that it kind of sounds like she thinks that this could maybe make them get back together in the future. You know what I mean? It's like,
And her mom probably describes this boyfriend as
he's nice.
Or worse, I love Seth. What's he doing? When's he coming back over? This will be the one that the mom loves.
Oh, yeah, you're so right. That makes it even worse.
No, I don't
Could.
know. Mom's got good spidey senses.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I'm a fucking delight. A spidey sense confirmed.
Not
yeah,
always-
she's a.
not always spot on.
Yeah. Donna was just bang on.
Yeah.
Okay, I got accepted to Harvard.
Overachiever. Next.
Go off, bitch.
She doesn't need our advice then. She's fine.
Yeah, you're so
Yeah,
right. If you're in
she's
Harvard,
smarter
you should
than
not be
us.
listening to
Yeah,
us.
I know. Oh, you got more folds in your cortex than I do.
Decided to go, but this made me and the guy I'm interested in long distance. I feel like it makes me sad being away from someone I could see as a lifelong potential partner, but this is a great opportunity. Should I just focus on school, or is dealing with the distance worth it? I'm in grad school and she's 24.
Oh, grad school.
So should she be focusing on what was the question?
Should I just focus on school, or is dealing with the distance worth it? I think you should prioritize school because you're in fucking Harvard. That's insane. But I don't think there's a reason to break it off if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Like you can just give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's different than
Yeah.
like, I thought
Why
like it was
wouldn't you?
undergrad and 17 to 18. And I was like, go have fun. But like
Yeah, exactly.
24.
And it's probably only 2
2 years.
years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're so right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 years isn't really not
You're not
that
going to have
long.
time to go out in Harvard anyway. So might as well.
I just want you to know
text
that when we just said 2 years is long, if you go to jail for 2 years, I will not wait for you.
What am I going to jail for? Did I do it? What if I
Yeah.
didn't do it?
You did it.
What if I didn't do it? What if I didn't do it?
Sounds like someone who did it.
What if I didn't though?
Sounds like someone would say if they did.
What
do
if
it.
I go to jail for 2 years taking the hit for something you did?
Oh, well, you better hang in there.
I'd have to stay. Yeah, I'd stay.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
Clipping that.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you better show up too. I want weekly visits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recently went through a breakup because my now ex-boyfriend said he wasn't in love with me anymore. I'm 28 and I'm not necessarily feeling the pressure of finding someone, but I don't know how to cope with being single when all my friends are in serious / long-term relationships. I don't know how to cope with the loneliness and always end up being the third wheel. I actually don't think there's anything wrong with being a third wheel. Like as long as you're having fun, like there are specific couples that I would absolutely third wheel with and it would feel totally normal and comfortable. And I
love our third wheels. We have several.
we have several third wheels
Yeah.
and we love them.
Yeah. Are they a little squeaky sometimes? Sure.
Maybe.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, but it's great. They always add
Speaking
to like
of, I realized one of them texted me today and didn't text one back.
Ooh, which one?
Oscar.
Oski, third wheel Oski.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it's a great third wheel.
I'm just going to say hey to him real quick.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, keep going.
I mean, I think it's hard because it's not like she's like dying to get out there and like date or anything, but like it is hard, especially at that age when everyone is coupled up.
But it sounds like she's maybe not happy being a third wheel. So
Yeah.
I think sometimes you just have to put yourself out there and try new activities and maybe meet some new friends too.
Hinge. Go ahead and just download that.
Bumble BFF?
No.
Yeah, all-
Oh, yeah.
well-
Just
No,
even.
I know so many people who have met good friends off Bumble BFF.
Really?
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
No, literally, yes. Yes.
Tons.
Not an ad. but
Not an ad.
It
Could be.
really?
No, I genuinely know people who have made really good friends off
He
Bumble
hearted
BFF.
that already. That was adorable. I said,
Oski?
I sent a
Our
text
third
back
wheel?
and I said, miss you too, Tootsie Pop. And he hearted
Oh, that's so nice.
it. Anyway, back to her. Yeah, I think that realistically, anytime anything's new like that, you gotta just have to either realize I don't want to deal with dating right now, or dating is worth me not feeling like I'm alone. Also, it's always nice to get a couple matches. Oh, people want me. This is nice.
Well, I think she also just like socially feels lonely. I don't think it's necessarily just about dating because she's not necessarily looking to find someone.
Right.
But I think you're right. I think like finding new hobbies will always
Yeah.
present
Yeah.
new
New
friend
friends,
opportunities.
yeah.
I have a friend that had like a really bad breakup with her best friend, and she lives in San Francisco and went to school with me down here in LA. So she didn't have many friends up there. So
Right.
she was like, I need to find friends up here. I
Yeah.
can't just be alone. Went to Bumble BFFs. Now has these two friends. She sees them 3-4 times a week.
Yeah,
More
no.
than she even saw her other
Literally.
friends.
So she's got
I
new
hear
best
that like a
friends.
decent amount of.
That's so, yeah.
There's
Sounds
just
like she just needs some other friends that are in a similar predicament as
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like I always see two people who have recently gone through a breakup find each other, even if they've like been kind of like in and around the same friend group, but not necessarily were besties. I feel like when you find people who are in that like similar stage of life, it's like where you'll find other people who are going through the same stuff.
Yeah, I became friends with one of my girlfriends who we're still friends with. We were sort of in the same friend groups, like just exactly what you're saying. We weren't that close,
Yeah.
but we became much closer because we both ended up single at the same time. And everyone else was with people.
Yeah. I also think like there's like even if it's someone you've known before, you know them through like the lens or the filter or the perspective of you in a relationship versus knowing them in a perspective where that person doesn't need to fit into your friendship anymore, which is sometimes a brand new friendship.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Okay, we've been together for almost 8 years. He's afraid of marriage because his parents are divorced and all of his family members are divorced as well. Should I be concerned that he'll never pop the question, or am I just overthinking it? I would like to be married one day, but I'm afraid of waiting for something that will never happen.
What's with those people being
Why are people so scared of divorce?
my parents couldn't even figure out how to get married, let alone divorced. And then the other ones got divorced like 19 times.
Do you feel like is there still like a
You
lot of
exaggerated there.
A little bit.
is there still like shame around divorce? I just feel like divorce is so common now that it makes me like I'm so curious.
I think there's shame around everything. But also like this seems, just because your parents got divorced does not mean that you are going to get divorced. Just like if anybody else does anything does not mean you're just going to be that.
Right,
Like,
you're not going to repeat the pattern.
you could.
You could.
Just like you couldn't.
Just like you couldn't.
Maybe look at it and go, this is a great example of what I don't want to be.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, you see people who've got like broken relationships with their parents and are like, oh, here's exactly what I don't want to do.
The amount of people who I think left high school and they just thought that everything was going to be just like perfect, like their parents like portrayed to them, and they go, wait, life doesn't always not work out? Yeah, that's the real world.
Yeah, like, so I'm in my 60s. I have very few friends that have only been married once.
Right.
Very few friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost all of us have been married more than once.
I still cannot believe that I have a stepdad. That shit is crazy.
You don't?
I've actually met him one time. He was fixing our air conditioning in our basement, and I was like, stepdad?
Oh my God, I saw him in the grocery store one day and he said, oh, hi, Gail, how are you doing? And I looked at him totally blankly and he said, Ian, oh shit, my ex-husband.
Happens to the
And
best
so
of us.
he said, oh my God, you look exactly the same. And I couldn't even lie because I didn't even recognize him.
You know, these things happen. Age happens to all of us differently.
White guys. I always say that. White guys who don't have Dr. Yee.
Yeah.
Do you know that Diggy's doctor was named Dr. Yee too? We have so many great Dr. Yees in our life.
See, you're welcome that I already have gone through almost a wedding because I got it out of the way for us.
Oh no, that was actually one of the questions that we ended up not getting time to do last week. Was that like, do I feel
I can't wait to hear where this is going.
Do I feel like preparage? Whoa, proposal / marriage.
Preparijos.
Preparage
Preparage.
is like tainted at all because you've done one and almost done-ish the second one. And I think actually the total opposite. Like I think you've had like a nice little test run. You've worked out the kinks.
Should call her and let her know.
Thank her.
Right.
Thank her for her service, her duty.
Right. Yeah.
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 I also think that more experience is not bad.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think it's not like some virginity that I'm like, I wish that I had taken your proposal
Which you
virginity.
did.
What?
Oh, that. You didn't take that.
Oh yeah, but your other virginity, yes, I know that we took
Right.
each other's.
Well,
Yes.
no, we're waiting to.
We're waiting, yes, of course, to consummate the marriage.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Born again virgins.
I'm already traumatized by the toast.
You're supposed to lie. Remember the lying thing? There's something we have selective truth.
Okay, hang on. We didn't even touch on this girl's question.
I
Okay.
think
Was there a
we
question?
answered it already.
Yeah, I
Isn't
guess.
it the same answer as the
What
other
was it?
one?
What was the question?
Should she be concerned that he'll never pop the question? I mean, I think go ahead.
She should be concerned that she's concerned about that. Like the concern is
Yeah,
not that like she can ask questions. The concern is like if you genuinely think that like one little one-liner he gave you one time of like, no, my parents were unhappy. I don't want to be unhappy. If that's the way we're living our life, the logic there is not going to apply. Well, it's going to apply in the dumbest of ways to a ton of shit.
Right. I concur.
Yeah.
I concur.
Yeah. But that would be like me saying, I'm just afraid of teen pregnancy. I
don't ever want to have kids because I'm afraid of teen pregnancy.
Teen pregnancy?
Yeah.
If I have an issue with teen pregnancy, bigger issues.
Sometimes I see people from like my hometown get pregnant right now, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so crazy. They're so young. Damn, like I wonder if they're still like with the dad. Like that's crazy. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I'm almost 30. Congratulations on your teen pregnancy.
100 years ago, you would be near death. Yeah. You would have been birthing for 15 years now.
Exactly. Okay, I was dating a guy who didn't feel comfortable. Oh, this one's so interesting. Okay, I was dating a guy who didn't feel comfortable with me going to my college homecoming because he was afraid I would run into someone I hooked up with. Mind you, I wanted him to come with me so I could show him around the place I spent 5 years of my life at during college. He said he had no desire to go and didn't want me to go either. I wasn't planning on going in the first place because none of my friends would be going and I didn't really have anyone to catch up with. However, when I asked if my friends would have gone, would he feel comfortable with me going then? He still said no. This is my breaking point and I decided to end things. Am I crazy or is this justified?
No, I think it's a control issue. I don't think she's crazy at all. That's a control thing.
I totally agree.
I think if she had gone and run into every man she had ever hooked up with, that'd be okay.
Yeah, like you can't just wipe them off the planet as soon as like you can't just wipe the people like off the planet from your past.
Assuming that she doesn't have some...
Half of LA would be gone if we had to do that for Jeremy.
No. Anyway.
It's a big city.
It's a big city.
Yeah, I know.
11 million or something.
Yeah, which is only more impressive by the fact that it's still a virgin after 11 million. But just sort of her having like a rampant history of infidelity that they're still working through. Just short of that.
Right.
Every other reason points to him being wildly just
insecure.
Yeah.
Also, she invited him to go.
I know.
Right.
And so why is he even disinterested?
Because he's a pathetic little bitch.
I think. But,
It was rhetorical. It wasn't an actual.
C'est la vie, bitch. Yeah, no, I just think that's like, this sounds like a high school thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That is now what you're after college? My God.
Yeah, and the fact that he's not even interested in going to her hometown,
Right.
and
Yeah,
meeting
and
her
like
friends
learning
and
about where she.
I know.
I took Lauren back.
I love being in Kentucky.
She became a drunk sorority girl for a weekend.
Oh my God! And I bought so much Kentucky gear. Moose got a sweater.
I carried her home both nights.
That was a high heels thing.
One night was a high heel thing. One night. You drank more that weekend than I've seen you drink my entire relationship with
And
you.
I paid the price on the plane ride home.
Oh my God.
I was on my deathbed.
Good. Remember.
Nibbling crackers on the plane.
You took her to a college town for one weekend during the summer.
College hits a little harder when you're 29 than when you're 19.
Also, American college is just different. Ryerson or
Well, Ryerson is the complete opposite.
it's
though,
not.
of-
Yeah. Or,
because it's like a
Toronto. What's it called? Fucking Toronto
Well, it's a-
Metropolitan.
Yeah, and
whatever.
Ryerson was a community university, right? Like
Right.
a lot of people commuted
Yeah.
to
This was,
Ryerson.
school wasn't even in session. 98% of the people weren't even there. It was just people who had already
Let
graduated.
me live my frat girl star.
You were amazing.
Weekends.
You were fun. You were lovely.
Thank you.
You were great. Everyone loved you. You loved everybody. It was good.
Great weekend.
I was just
Happy
shocked
drunk.
at who you became.
Oh, I'm such a happy drunk.
that
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah. Are my standards too high? Am I
No.
too picky? I'm going on dates with some great guys, but no one seems to be satisfying me / what I want / look for. Jeremy. No. You had a great situation with a therapist who told you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What that was? I feel like that was such a good piece of advice.
Yeah. Well, so I went to a very specific therapist after I was no longer engaged. And his advice was wonderful in the sense that he was like, right now, you will never be more, I think, vulnerable, yet also in a place where you can kind of think about all that you've known, what you experienced, and what you would like to experience, but you don't want to experience again. And he made me list out 100 attributes that would define the perfect
Me.
Lauren, the perfect girlfriend,
They
fiance.
had like 50 squishmallows.
Yeah. That they were
2 beautiful dogs with
didn't know how to do
breath.
laundry.
Wonderful breath. Doesn't
told
know
me-
where the dryer lint catcher
Loves
is.
to cook.
Yeah, all those
Yeah.
things. And after you get to like 23, you're like, I'm out. There's nothing else here.
Has like nice shaped ears.
Right.
Like you're running into things.
Totally. So like to the point where you get to the 100, and then like when you go back in, you're like hand your homework, like the last 30, I'm phoning in. He goes, that's fine. Look at that list one more time and just the top 5. The top 5 most important ones, you do it and you look at it and he goes, great. The next person that you're going to get serious with, whenever that hits, if they don't have all 5 of those, before you get into that relationship, be honest with yourself. Is it actually that important or is it not? And if you say it's not that important, don't bring it up every other week until they get tired of hearing about it. Make sure you're actually okay with it. And it was a great exercise.
So what were the top 5?
I can tell you that one of them was that I had to respect her parents.
No, seriously.
There was one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really was.
Well, now I feel like I'm on trial. I better fuck
No,
up.
you've already passed.
Oh, did I
We're
pass?
here.
Yeah, you've
All
already
right,
passed.
Okay, good.
We're
okay.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were the other 4?
I don't remember. Couldn't tell you.
They were blonde. They had little curtain bangs. They had 2 bull terriers with wonderful personalities and
And they
wonderful
were a bit
breath.
dramatic.
And they were a little bit dramatic.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, the neurotic thing was there.
That was number 1.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't remember, but it was great. It was like a great exercise.
No, that is a great exercise. So I think maybe in her case, like writing out a list of things that are your deal breakers, I think is really important.
But I think right now it's really difficult because she's got to be so, when you're not like at a blank slate of like, I'm not with anybody and I have not really been with anybody and I'm not going out. Like, it's one thing to kind of like you have to like stop dating for a moment. Like, okay, great. What's actually important to me today and long term? What are just non-starters? And what are things that are just nice to haves? And then, but also like put that on the shelf, not like, okay, I have to look before I even go on dates if I think they have these attributes. Like you kind of have to go with it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
But also, it's okay to not be impressed.
That shouldn't make you feel like I think having standards is really good. I think it's better to actually have too high of standards and work your way down versus start on the ground.
And work your way up. If you start at the ground, you can only go up.
You can only go up. Yeah, but like then you're dating some grimy ass man.
Yeah.
And that is not c'est la vie.
No.
C'est ne pas la vie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it's okay to have standards as high as you're willing to also match said standards.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
But I mean, so I like that exercise that your therapist had you go through because you do see some women that have some pretty superficial things. They're not going to admit to it verbally,
Right.
But they want them
Oh, I'll
to
tell you
have
that I
this-
set my hinge thing at 6 foot.
Well,
Here I am.
Superficial as fuck, but I'm
Things
like,
that men do not have control over.
no,
But also,
if you-
I was newly single, not looking for like a life partner. So I was like, fuck it. If I'm single, I'm gonna find me a tall man.
But that really isn't on your top 5 because if you met somebody,
Yeah, no, it's
that
not.
was 5'10" in a friend group, and you
Oh,
went,
5'10" is fine.
yeah.
Let's be
Okay.
clear though. 5'10" is the
Anything-
absolute lowest.
Short kings out there, I believe in you. Just throw some heels
Yeah,
on.
just not with me. It's fine.
The guy that's 5'9" is like, what?
I know what's wrong with me.
Listen, if you're 5'9", see Lauren on the street, shoot your shot. I think, yeah.
You know what? If someone was funny enough, 5'9" might fly.
Yeah,
See? Pop off, King.
yeah. When you just think of how many great guys there are under 5'9", like TV, like movie icons that are under, like.
Okay, a lot of movie icons are really shit people.
Oh, that's true.
We shouldn't use that as an example.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so my only thing is I love the exercise the therapist gave because I think sometimes people have these superficial things on their list that they don't admit to,
Yep.
but they want them to be.
And at
like
100, you gotta go through all of them.
professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to listen. After 30, you've run it. You are literally just
Yeah.
talking about like, I guess this would be cool. That'd be neat. It's like you're like building a dream house with no money. So I guess it'd be cool if I had heated floors. But then when it comes back to it, it's
heated
like
floors.
5. Pick 5.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
it has a roof over.
Right.
The house has a roof
Right,
over.
right.
The roo- yeah.
What are the basics? What are the core?
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, the core values.
Exactly.
Because I do think that some people have some pretty superficial stuff on
Yeah.
that list,
Which is okay.
like height or
It's just not
income.
This is a
necessary.
great exercise, and I encourage everyone to leave their 5 core values in a partner in the comments down below.
No, I want to see the 95 you don't want.
That'd be a
You know
lot
what it
more
should
fun.
be? You should have the 5 like have to have, and the 5 cannot absolutely blacklist.
Okay, so what
have.
would your 5 be?
What
Yeah.
would my 5 they have to have?
Yeah, what would your 5 be?
6'4", father of 2 bull terriers,
Okay.
great hairline that I think
Yeah.
is going to actually be very solid for a long time.
Yeah, okay.
Great teeth. It's okay if one of them is fake, but they
Where
look great.
are we going to find a man this perfect?
Yeah.
Is quite stable while I spiral.
Oh, okay, good.
The
good.
stability,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Is that 5?
Yeah,
that
that's
was fine.
good. That's
But
good.
if you want to keep going, yeah. Yeah. I think having standards is important,
No, I think so too.
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
but
I
also
agree.
knowing which ones aren't actually all that important.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's like have rules to break them versus like I'm just not impressed. It's like
Right,
okay,
it's like-
what would impress you?
It's really easy to get the ick for like a hot second. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then some girls won't give a guy a chance if they get like the ick because like
Did you ever get the ick when you were dating?
Oh, I know exactly what some ick is.
I love that. The ick is the ick might be it'd be a new term, but it's been the feeling's timeless.
Yeah, no, the feeling is
Yeah,
absolutely timeless.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the girl who picked out her written out questions. It was like, all right, number 3. Okay, so
What does your pension plan look like?
right?
Yeah,
No, because those were fine. It was just like, really, you had to
You brought
write
a
this question
checklist
down
to the date.
but also just like, and you came prepared, and this is how unprepared you are. This is terrible.
Right.
And so how many check marks did you get?
You know, it was kind of like the answer never really did satisfy, but also we kept moving down. And it,
Okay.
I could see like it being like a logic chart too. It was like, if this, then this,
Oh,
if
right,
this, then, yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
fucking wild. I wonder where she is now.
I can tell you right now, after drink 3, that the list went away and she got real sloppy, and then I brought her home and I left. But it was weird how like strategic she was,
Yeah.
yet at the same time didn't really have any plan on follow through with that.
So when we say make a list, that is not what we mean.
Don't bring the list to
don't
me.
bring
Don't
the
bring
You
the
know what? I think
Yeah.
she probably read this article in Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Seriously, oh my God. And then brought it with her to the
137
date.
things to ask your man to figure out if he's the real one.
Yeah.
And also, don't bring the list to the first date.
She didn't read that far.
Yeah, I saw the headline, went with it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Our finale question. It's not a doozy or anything, but I feel like it's a good mom DIY finale question. Okay, so I, 18 female, am in my first relationship. And while that itself has been absolutely wonderful and I am so happy and in love, it's also been a huge adjustment in my life, one that my mom and I are struggling to communicate about and adjust to, with me starting to be away from home and family more often, her having to share me with my boyfriend's family. My mom and I have always been really close, so it's been pretty difficult. So I was wondering if Mom DIY has any advice from a mom's perspective that might help me in this situation.
Advice for her?
Yeah, well, the mom's not listening.
By the way, fix that next time. Mom should listen to.
Yeah, mom should listen too.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez, that's a tough one. I mean, for me, like I could only think of it from the mom's perspective.
Okay, we'll give it from the mom's perspective, and that'll probably give insight to help her.
What she should do is that separation between you and your kids, and then living their own life, is what needs to happen. Like they need to have their own life. They need to go off.
They
and
gotta
do
fly
their
the
thing.
nest.
They gotta fly the nest. Yeah. So
Here I am in flight.
yeah.
I think these are great
The
problems.
furthest place.
And now you're in my
that
nest.
She could absolutely move in the United States of America from us.
You know what? You should be so grateful that I don't live somewhere in a flyover state that is of a different political party than you.
Well,
We could live in North Dakota. Would be closer.
There could be
maybe-
worse place. Okay, if you have to get on a plane to come see me, at least it's a good place.
Okay, a serious answer to this. I honestly think these are all great problems. The fact that you're struggling with this is probably a really, really good, a tough point to like get over. But like the other option of this is, Mom and I have never been close. I've always wanted to get away. She can't stand me either. This is wonderful. You don't want that. Like these are good
true.
problems.
Well, I know, because the joke is that you love your when your kids are babies and they're toddlers and they're children. They're so adorable. You just love them to their death, and then they turn 13 and they're so obnoxious. When they go off to university, it's like you're packing their suitcase and see ya.
Community
Pushing them
college.
out the
Rubber on
door.
the curb.
Community college. No. Let's get you out. I think you should see this.
Go to
see the
another
world.
city. Yeah. We'll visit. We'll talk to you. You know what I think? I think it's so sweet that she's worried about her mom, but her mom probably understands and accepts. If they're close and you care about your daughter, you just want them to be launched. So she's probably, it's so sweet that
It really
she's
is.
worrying about her mom, but she probably needn't,
Needn't. Fly the nest.
because that's what her mom would want her to do.
Say la vie, bitch, fly.
She got a new line.
Say la vie, bitch.
I know.
But I think it's
the
also-
only thing is if the guy is not very nice, and she might not.
No, but it sounds like
Yeah,
sounds like
sounds
he
like-
obviously has a decent enough family that they're spending time with his family as well, which is nice.
Yeah. And I mean, it's an adjustment, but I'm sure, like, there's no indication that her mom is really upset about that, is she?
I have one message worth of context, and it's not a lot.
No, she didn't give an indication that her mom was like weeping as she was
Right.
going out the door and holding on to her ankle.
I guess she said it's an adjustment in my life, one that my mom and I are struggling to communicate about and adjust to me with
Yeah,
me
so
starting to
they
be
are
away from home.
struggling.
So maybe it's like the mom is like, well, I don't understand why you aren't home for dinner on the weekends or something like that.
Right. So there's
like-
some negotiation going
Yeah.
on.
That's net. I think these are great problems. The fact that they're struggling with it means they're talking about it.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Communication.
Like I don't think my mom and I talked about like anything that was serious like that for, until it was no longer new. And then it was just like,
Right.
well, we're doing this.
Healthy.
Yeah. And then she met you and she said you're a delight.
Because I am a delight.
Yeah. You nailed that one.
Thank you so much.
I think most parents, you just have to go with and support your child
Yeah.
in whatever they're going to do. And then, but if you have boundaries, then you need to just be clear about what those boundaries are, right?
Also, 18's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard at any time. So, like, for example, last Christmas when Lauren didn't come home, and then Greg and Lauren were talking and just saying, Christmas.
Also, I
is
want to be
sort
very
of-
clear. I didn't come home because I had COVID, not because I didn't.
No. She had COVID.
I told Lauren to get back into her room and not leave.
She had COVID, and then Christmas kind of came and went, and Greg and Lauren were just talking, and then Jeremy could no longer come because the trip was so delayed, and you guys were just talking about, well, maybe we'll just delay the trip and not come home for Christmas, and so you also need to be clear about your boundaries. And I said, I really need
We're gonna do Christmas.
Yeah, you're coming home. I want you to come home, and this is what's really important to me. So yeah, it's communication and setting boundaries, and but for the most part,
Made me
you
sound like I
just-
was going to ditch Christmas.
Well,
no, but you and Dad were talking about that maybe, Christmas, because it was getting kind of like the Christmas tree was drying up and turning brown.
Okay,
you know
but
what I
also you
mean?
guys had a trip booked in February. That was
Yeah.
the that was
Yeah, we
there's
were
the
coming in
missing piece.
February.
Yes. And so then I
Yeah.
came in January.
She came in January and it
Yeah.
was late, but my mom, my mom was
Yeah,
very
remember?
sick at the time.
that's right.
And
Yeah.
so the thing is I was at the hospital most of
Yep.
the time, and I just said, no, you know what? I know I'm not going to be home much, but when I do come home from the hospital, it's really important for you to be there.
Yep.
So anything else goes, but you just have to communicate what's important to you.
Because it wasn't about Christmas. It was about seeing you for the holidays like families do.
No, it was
And
about Christmas too. Everyone's stocking was still ready.
Fine.
Remember, I flew
Okay,
home with your stocking.
But it wasn't about Christmas like December 25th.
No, I'm
If it was about, it was about family
No.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What
Okay.
What do you guys think? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's totally fair.
What was the question? Yes.
No, my answer to the girl's question.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think that's
To the
totally fair.
woman's question.
I think her and her mom should listen to the podcast together.
Yeah, I think they should probably like, subscribe, buy some merch. And I think then,
I don't think we have any merch for sale right now.
pre-order whatever's
but
coming.
We are working on it.
Yeah, that. Listen, if you come back next week, don't expect anything insightful. This was.
Oh yeah, we need to do a fluff.
Yeah,
just like
next week will be
yeah.
toe and butthole stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Somebody else's toe, somebody else's
maybe I
butthole.
won't listen to that one yet. Since I'm not over the first story.
I'm not over the first time it happened to me. Are you kidding?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Just fine.
I slept in the next room for 6 days. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Mom DIY episode 3, 3rd edition.
See you in February.
See, in February, Remy, we're coming up on you where Mom DIY is chasing you in episode numbers.
I'm going to have my mom just list out 20 of the questions that are most important for you to answer. And then we'll just list those off in real time. And then we'll just bring the answers back.
You know what? Donna killed it on the last one.
She nailed it.
Corn Princess?
Unbeknownst to her.
Yeah, Corn Princess.
Corn Princess.
Like, I can't top Corn Princess. I absolutely cannot top Corn Princess. I just feel like the bar's been set up.
Also, you
so
listen to my mom on the
high.
phone. I'm just like, that is such a precious way to say that.
Awesome. Yeah, dude.
I know.
She was such a great storyteller.
She told the story so
Yeah.
well. Like, Lauren,
I
just
agree.
like you could tell that
Oh,
story.
I'm real good at. You know what? Give me a plot. I will retell the main points to.
Yeah, honestly,
Absolute
you'd
tea.
be great at just like recreating the storyline of a story. Like, hey, like walk me through how that episode worked, and you would give the other version of that episode.
Yeah, you want a spinoff? You want a remix? I'll give it to you.
And if you're not liked and subscribed, now's a great time to do that. Love you, Lafayette. It was good to chat with you. We'll be back next week with some
Toe and butthole.
smut.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.